doing?
Good. I'd let you play all day, man. Nobody's gonna stop you from playing that stuff. You know, it's today on Big Sound Small Town, I'm in the Earl Scruggs Center, and I got legendary guitarist Roger Padgett with me, and that was just a little intro. The man has been both an acoustic god and an electric god over the years, and we're going to find out how all that happened. I got to ask you one thing right off the bat. I seen a video of you, and it was an electric video, might have been at Brackett Cedar Park, and you just chewed it up, chewed the solo up, and then threw the guitar out into the audience.
That was the last time I played electric guitar until here recently.
Really? That is too cool. That is too cool a video, man. Was Rick Delosier involved with that?
No, there was a benefit show somebody put on up at the Brackets. I think it was us and.
I can't remember who was in that video with you, but man, you just kill that solo and then throw it out there. And I thought, man, that's just too cool.
Yeah, I threw that guitar down and I didn't pick it up till probably about a year ago.
Really?
Yeah. And,
that's a long time ago. How long would that you reckon that have been?
This is 1996.
Wow, that's a long time.
And I played electric guitar every day, 4 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah, you did.
Up until that point.
Wow.
And I decided then that was the last show I was going to do with Medicine Man, and start picking acoustic guitar again. So.
Oh, that was Medicine Man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll get to that story, I guess. All right. Take us back to the beginning. How did you become the electric god to begin with?
Just run my mouth and practice all the time.
I guess you had influences too, didn't you?
Yeah. Then electric-wise was Frank Marino, Ted Nugent, people like that. I had skipped all the other. I didn't really listen to much Hendrix and stuff like that. But
right.
I liked Ted Nugent's playing, and.
You didn't start though playing electric, did you?
I started acoustic.
On acoustic. Yeah.
And I
played. When did that start?
Well, I started playing, I guess, 4, 5, 6 years old.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
4, I could make 3 chords, I think. And then I think it was about 9. I started playing with a Elvis Presley and Loretta Lynn tribute band. They do have one set, and then they come out and do the other set. Elvis would come out and do that. It was with the sheriff of Rolston County, and it was Ed Searcy.
He was part of it.
He was the Elvis guy.
He was the Elvis guy?
Yeah, and I had my aunt. She done the Loretta Lynn stuff. She sounded just like her.
How old would you have been then?
10 or 11, somewhere in there.
10 or 11.
I had a blue jean 3-piece suit, so that's how long it was.
Wow, that's pretty cool though. I bet you wish you still had those suits.
Oh yeah.
That's too cool.
And we played at Green Acres, before it was before Steve was becoming involved in it. It was just Niles and the building.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. So what happens after that?
I tried out for a couple other bands, and they said I was good enough, but I was too young. And I just bopped around the neighbors up there. I had a little band going and done battle of bands and stuff like that. But I guess started played with Ray Harper, the band director. He played in his band, never to get paid, but played with him. It was about 30 people.
Yeah, I did the same thing at some point in my life too, and pretty much the same thing.
There's a lot of people. He said, "Oh, there's a lot of people in the band."
Yep, I did. I had that very same job, but it was a good learning experience.
Yeah, all that helped out. Played funk bands, soul bands.
Ray's pretty much a straight up jazz band too. Which is pretty heady stuff for a young guy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he used to tell me how bad I was all the time. but he got me to play with him. So when you get your first real band?
I guess right about senior high school, right during that time, me and Don Robertson, Bruce Camp, Chris, can't think of Chris's last name now. We had the original Cold Steel.
Oh, okay. Right.
And we played the Barn and Gaffney and places like that. Played good many gigs, you know. And from there it just kind of snowballed.
Well, you still in high school then, wasn't you? Or was you out yet?
I was barely out.
Barely out?
Between high school and having youngins.
Oh, yeah. Where did you go from there?
I don't know what I'd done there for a little while. I'll come back. I went to California, went to GIT for a while.
Yeah.
And I come back home and I joined up with Triad and played, you know.
Yeah, Triad was the first big deal. Go ahead and tell everybody about Triad.
Well, we played up here, around here for a while, and then we changed the name to Cold Steel again. And me and Vernon and Todd and then Tim Brown and Rusty Sprouse, we had a band. We played CMC and
right.
Done the road thing pretty hard for a year or so, and then just went from there to different things after that. You know, that's pretty.
Wait, who was Todd?
Todd Rollins.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's
And then me and Vernon, we hooked up and got. I had several different bands that played out a lot. It was. I can't think of all of them's names. But
who have you played the most with over the years?
I guess Kelly, the drummer.
Kelly, yeah.
Me and him's been pretty on for 25 years, or 30 years now, I guess.
You played with Vernon a long time too.
Vernon, yeah, Vernon's been in a couple different things. Yeah, we stayed together up till. Well, even me and Vernon would still do some stuff up a couple years ago. We'd go play.
Yeah, I thought y'all still even played together sometimes. He wasn't playing banjo then.
Yeah, he was playing banjo. Well, he was playing bass then, but me and him done a little side thing. We started doing that bluegrass thing way back, in the early '90s, late '80s. Somewhere he'd bring his banjo and we'd go do play parties or whatever, just for the fun of it.
But at that time, he was your bass player.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. All right, we're making progress, Roger. Where we at now?
Well, then Medicine Man, that was probably the band I thought would be the band to make it. But
yep, that's a good band. That's an awfully good band. Go ahead and tell everybody who's in it too. I want to know.
John Hatchell, singer, then Kelly Hull, Vernon Hensley, and me.
Yeah. Y'all did that for a long time.
Yeah, played a lot of big shows.
Yeah, you did. A lot of big shows.
Then the grunge thing come in, and it was like killed our momentum there.
Yeah.
So that the music started changing. Then we was more on the heavy side of rock. I wanted to be even heavier, but we was pretty heavy for. The grunge stuff kind of wiped that out for a while.
Right.
And then I went to see an Acoustic Syndicate, and when Brian was coming up to our practice with Medicine Man, and he somehow or another, I went and seen them, and I thought, well, I could probably do that. If the music's changing, I just jump out here now when I got the chance to just get on something else. And I stowed that electric down and got my acoustic and started playing it all the time. Can't play both of them at the same time.
No.
Everybody go, can't you do that? Play that fast stuff on the acoustic. I said, well, if I could, I wouldn't be sitting here,
Exactly. You had a music store too, didn't you?
Music store. I was teaching guitar. I taught Trey Hill. He's one of my
Trey Hill
big
came
students.
and did the show, and that's all he could talk about is how you taught him everything everything that he knows that's worth knowing is what he told me.
Well, he learns. I mean,
he did learn. Yeah, that's one of the first things he wanted to talk about. He said he wouldn't be where he's at as a musician if it wasn't for you.
Well, he took it a little further. Going to Nashville, I told them, they asked me about what could he do? I said, well, you can't sit in Shelby,
Yeah, exactly.
And when nobody find you here.
Right.
And but the whole family took the chance of going up there, I guess. And so.
And then when he got there, he got him some good jobs.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was sitting home. My son called me. He said, "I think it's Trey on the Grand Ole Opry." I said, "No, you crazy."
It was.
It was. First I seen him, he was playing acoustic guitar, and then next time I seen him, he was with another band. He was playing electric, And then I seen him on Good Morning America, and I said, "Well, he's doing pretty good now, I guess." He stopped by about 2 weeks ago, come by the house and hung out with for a while.
He tell you he's moving to California.
Yeah, and he's gone now. He went out there.
Yeah, he was saying when he was here doing the podcast, that was Mother's Day. He told me, he said, "I might have to leave Nashville, man. It's not happening for me in Nashville these days, or anybody's." What he said.
Yeah, it's pretty much closed down. He said it just started opening up a little bit here lately,
But he told me what he's making then after it opened back up with what we make playing around here.
Yeah.
Which is not a whole lot of money in Nashville.
It's been the same around here the whole time, really.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah. 20 years ago, you'd make about the same amount of money, but it seemed like a lot more money then,
It did. But you're right, it hadn't changed. I mean, a good paying job is what it was then. That's a shame too, because now they have craft breweries and they have more opportunities. You think they'd pay more, but a lot more bands too. But I don't know. You want to go to the Acoustic Syndicate days?
Yeah, well, I jumped in there and it's a big time different,
Oh wait! When you started in there, did you go as a bass player?
Yeah, I went as a bass player.
Yeah, I don't think people know that.
They needed a bass player, and they called me, and I was like, I didn't tell them I wasn't a bass player, but
all right.
I said, yeah, I can do that. And it took a little while to. I mean, bass is, you can play bass, but to play it right, there's a little more to it than what I thought, really.
Right. Oh yeah, I mean it is. It's a little harder than what you think.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of things backwards.
Yeah.
Don't. I don't know.
But you didn't stay a bass player.
No, we played a show and they had Jay from Snake Oil come in and moved me in. I figured I was going to be moved out, but they didn't. Right. But they made room, moved me in as a guitar player then. For them. I'd been playing with them really for a lot longer because I just come in and set in with them.
Right.
I'd drive to the beach down there and set in with them.
Right. Oh yeah.
And I'd drive down and set in with Larry Keels, and at that time I was setting in with everybody. I wasn't in the band really.
Right.
I was really just trying to figure out what I was going to do, if I was going to do it with another man, or if I was going to try to get my own stuff going. So stepping in with them was right at the turning point for them, really.
Yeah.
They were. We played "Be Here Now," and it was 25 people. The next time we played, I think it was after we done a David Grisman show with him up at Green Acres. There was. Sold out, it's slam full. We was expecting 25. I'm back there.
In the classic good old days,
yeah.
Man. Then you go on to something else too, don't you?
Tater, first they asked me to join them at the very beginning, and they played some stuff, and I was like, oh, I don't know. It was just John and Luke.
Yeah.
They was doing some bizarre type stuff, which was all right, but it was.
It was different. That early
I was
stuff
like, I don't know if I can get to beat that, what y'all doing.
Right.
It was about a year after playing with Syndicate for a while, and I come back, they still them too, and it was, well, they had added some people. I think
Steve
John
Johnson, I think.
Yeah, played in bass, and then Boo was coming in playing drums some, and John was playing the congas more.
Right.
So it started out as kind of a mixture of things, and Kelly, my drummer, he come in.
Right. Yeah.
He always, that's his thing. You get in, you get me in.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's been your man. That's been your drummer, no doubt.
And it's just, we got pretty tight on what we was doing, even though we never practiced, but we.
Y'all played together though a lot.
Yeah.
Not practice, but y'all played together a lot.
That's the same way we wore it out for close to 10 years, I guess.
Yeah, that was a pretty long run.
Yeah.
Pretty good run. some point I see you playing with Scott Moss too.
Well, between that, we had David Vi come in.
Oh yeah,
we
David Vi, yeah.
Done the Barefoot Assassins.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot you. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and done that for a while. Well, I come at New Year's and went up and seen went to meet Politos. I called Scott first. I didn't really know him then. Just said, I see you're playing. I said, it says Scott Moss and Company are friends, and I was like, well, find out who's going to play before we go up there for New Year's. And I called him. He said, well, you if you want, bring a guitar. And I was like,
Yeah.
He didn't have nobody really coming in.
He didn't have no friends.
And so I think maybe him and Lance.
Yeah, Lance
come in.
Yeah.
And done that, and Tawana stayed on it about, she thought that was good. He was a good singer and all, so kind of me and him done some gigs, and Lance done gigs, and she has had a birthday, her 50th birthday, I think, and she had a big party at the Owl's Eye. And she's wanted.
Yeah.
We brought Kelly down. It was kind of all just going to do that party,
Right.
And when we all got together, then it kind of just turned into.
Was that Evergreen? Was that what that was?
Yep, Evergreen Inn. We didn't have a name up till then. That's
right.
And
then
that kind of took off pretty good. So
that was happening there for a while too.
Done went up to Nashville and recorded a CD, and it's all going pretty good. And then, then things happened.
They always do. It's a band, So.
Tawana passed away, and it kind of, I kind of got.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of the end of it.
That'll derail your whole life.
Yeah.
Then you got sick.
Then I got sick. Yeah.
But
That kind of took that. That's about done. Then I really said I was done. I wasn't gonna play no more. So.
I thought you were done, man. I was worried about you.
It took up until recently, really, to get slam over. When still the effects of the chemo and radiation, all that just stays with you for a couple of years.
Sure. Are you well now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm well,
And you're back to playing again, right?
Yeah. Guy set up sound for Ronald Cook before he passed away on his birthday. I run sound carried a little PA up there, and the guys that was playing, I knew them from down in Charlotte, and they was like, hey, let's get something else going, come and play with us. And I was like, nah, I don't think so. And then they talked me into coming down.
So you've been there a while too.
Yeah.
Haven't you?
Me and Fudd, I guess it's been going on 4 years, I guess, or maybe.
It's been a while, yeah. And you're playing bluegrass there, right?
We're playing, no, we do some grass, but Grateful Dead and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
His original stuff, Tyler Childers, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I mean, that's good working stuff. That's all.
I mean, it's different than what I've ever done. You might even catch me sitting down playing.
Yeah, sitting down job. I mean, at our age, that's probably a pretty good thing.
Well, I try not to sit down. I know.
I do understand.
But
that.
he's like, we're sitting down. I've played me the only one standing up, so it kind of looks.
It's
looks
hard
funny.
for an old rock and roller to want to sit down and play. I know it is.
I used to tell people, if you see me sitting down, just shoot me from behind, and then I had to clarify that here.
Yeah, man, that happens. So, what do you see going on with you once this? You've survived this COVID all right?
Yeah.
I guess y'all are going to play a lot more once it loosens up a little more.
We're getting like house parties and stuff down in Charlotte, and more of that. Got a couple more of them for Christmas, and just Fudd has been down in Charlotte doing the grassy type stuff for so long that everybody just seemed to call on him. He plays 5 or 6 days a week
you
still.
Didn't tell people who these people are you're playing with. I forgot about that.
McKinney Gap, and it's mainly me and Scott Fudd McKinney. His name's Scott, but they call him Fudd. And he got a job at a liquor store in Fort Mill, playing as you come in. think he makes about $100 a day.
Well, I mean,
Plus he loves liquor, so.
well, that works out good. I mean, what more can you
I
ask?
know. I said, can't you get me in there? He goes, well,
Really?
they ain't paying me hardly enough. But he gets us plenty, not plenty, but we're getting us a lot more gigs now in the evenings.
You remember your first guitar?
Yeah, it's a Stella. An old, hard to play Stella.
Yeah, I bet it was. Strings up real high.
Straight as high as they can be.
Yeah.
I mean, Daddy took me to like all the Snuffy Jenkins things, and
Yeah.
the Lewis family play around here, and the Osmond brothers. And, we'd go see Doc Watson every time, you know. And
Yeah.
that's who, at that time, that's who I liked a lot, you know.
Well, that's a good.
It was a long time I wasn't even listening to no Tony Rice. I'm glad I started to listen to him, but I was just so much into Doc's
Well,
playing.
you can't go wrong by listening to Doc, you know.
Yeah. Then my uncle brought me I forget the dude's name. It's Norman Blake album.
Oh yeah, Norman Blake.
And then
Yeah.
you know Norman's he's similar to Doc, but a little different. But,
A little different.
and then I got me a Tony Rice record. And he's doing a little different too. So.
You know those Doc and Norman Blake stuff's a little more rhythmic than Tony. You know.
Yeah.
They incorporate that rhythm stuff all in where Tony's straight up a lead player, man.
Yeah.
So it looks like if I want you in a band, I have to throw a birthday party and talk you into it.
Yeah. Hire me for the sound gig, and then I might.
Yeah, hire you for a sound gig. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's, that seems to be the common thing these days to get you to come out and play. I'm just glad you're out playing. I really am. You got a highlight of your music career you like better than any of them? I know there's tons of them.
Well, I got to meet Doc Watson at the Stompin' 99.
That's pretty cool.
And he told me that wasn't no bluegrass that I was playing. And he told me he wasn't a bluegrass player. He was a Piedmont blues man.
There you go. Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
And just the whole, really, the bluegrass type thing, getting to meet a lot of people that I liked over the years, you know, through Steve Metcalf and different people I've got to meet, all the guys in Newgrass Revival.
Yeah, I mean,
and several different people like that.
Man, there's videos all over the internet of you playing all over the place. You realize that, right? That I've even seen you maybe playing with the old Plum Holler band.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I played with them at the festival. Every time, and me and Barney got pretty close there.
Barney, that's who I was going, Barney. Yeah, old Barney. I played with Barney. Barney's a pretty cool guy. If you like moonshine.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, Moonshiner Festival. That's what that is. Yes. Yeah.
There's one time we had to do it without him. Just a set, you know, we do 2 sets a day, and I'd play 2 sets with Tater, and then 2 sets with him, and then people handing up moonshine, you know, the whole time you're playing.
Oh yeah.
It's rough. It was. It's just I only drink when I'm on stage. That's when, you know, they hand them jars up there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, people don't know about that.
Yeah, and then Barney I couldn't find him. He was in the bus. He's out. You know, we had to go out there and do the half of the show when he wasn't in there. You know, he come.
Yeah, he did that the whole time. Richard Walter told me when he was out on the road with him, a lot of times he'd have to do the whole first set of the show, you know, before he'd ever come out.
Yeah, he'd come out there. He's a little shaky there.
Yeah.
Barney was a super smart fella, you know. I mean, he's history buffed and knew a lot about a lot of things. You know, he'd call me up and talk for hours on the phone. I'd have to charge one and keep changing it back and forth. You know, he'd be talking about stuff, and, crazy stuff. But
yeah, well, Barney knew the real moonshiners too. He
yeah.
You know, I've seen a picture of Popcorn Sutton and Barney.
Yeah.
You know? So, you know, that's pretty big time moonshiners.
And then, you know, I've done a couple of shows with Goose Creek.
Oh, Goose Creek,
And,
yeah. And that's a great band.
So, lead guy, I forget, Charlie Gearhart.
Yeah.
He said that Barney had sent him a tape, and he wanted to play with him.
Oh yeah.
And they talked. I think they talked all over the years. They become friends and talked a lot. But, Barney liked them a lot.
Barney, one of the things is sometimes Barney was a really good fiddler.
Yeah.
Sometimes Barney was not a really good fiddler too.
And then it started out. Them other two boys that played the banjo and the guitar player, I forget their names.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was their band, and they hired Barney, and they said they didn't know how it happened, but over the years, it was his band.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Woodstick or something like that they had first. But
A couple of the guys that's playing with Lance these days, I think, are in that band down there. Well, I guess it's done now. I mean, maybe I think they still have it, but I
don't know if they tour much.
I don't think they do much.
I think they just do the festival. I know,
Yeah.
maybe a couple of little.
Still have
Barney done a lot of frat parties and stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, that's where his money come. He paid him well to go do his fraternity things.
Well, I mean, Barney ran a good show. He knew how to rev his crowd up.
Yep. Then he rented his festival grounds out there to the frat boys, from Alabama and whatever. They'd come up and have their parties, and he'd play for them.
Yeah.
So he's pretty smart on business wise, and
And if you'd meet him, you'd never think that.
First time he said he's gonna hire Tater. He said y'all would come out and do a little bit of y'all songs, and then y'all play for me, and y'all come out and we just had to come up with the first record, and I said, well, no, I ain't gonna do that. And then it took a couple years, and then we got hooked back up with him and started playing the festival.
Yeah.
And really, at that time, I think a lot of people said we turned it around. They'd had the same bands and nothing new for a while, and and then Tater come in. We kind of built the crowd back, brought a new crowd in.
Right, brought a new crowd to it. Yeah.
And a lot of folks that never even heard the place, and we took them up there. And,
I might even seen Jesse at Albino Skunk Fest too.
yeah, I played there with Acoustic Syndicate, and then I've been back.
Yep.
I wish I'd went back. Billy Strings played there.
Billy Strings did. Yeah. That's too cool.
He's kind of similar to the story of mine. He's a rocker, bluegrasser, and a rocker, and then back.
Yeah.
And you can tell it in his playing a lot. A lot of stuff he does that I see that I was doing it, especially frailing it. Playing hard and stiff arming it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got a huge following these days.
Yeah, he's different.
He's different. I agree. He is.
Well, it took a lot to go. The first song he played on the opera was "Dust in the Baggie."
Yeah, Dust in the Baggie. So
and they was clapping because they apparently wasn't listening to the words.
no, they probably weren't listening to the words, or if they were, they was just like, "Oh, what have we done?" But the boy can play, no doubt.
Yeah.
It's been a good long journey that you've had.
Yep. It went by fast, and it seems, certain times but there's a lot packed in there.
There is a lot packed in there, and you've been a big part of this music community your whole life, just about. You've been the standard everybody judges guitarists by. Yeah, he's good, but he ain't no Roger Padgett. So we've heard that a lot over the years. So. I do appreciate you coming out and doing this.
Thank you.
And we'll see what happens going forward.
Yep.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.